he was a little man. I remember my heart, so young and sweet. Each time I hear the ring-a-ling, it's that old heart calling me. Well, Harper.
Thank you. We have another announcement from the Secretary of War. He fixed it. I could feel this tickle in my throat rising during those last notes, and I was like, something's happening over there. Something's happening. I'm going to sneeze, or he fixed it. He fixed it! Here comes a gang of people. Are you comedy people? Special guest. Whoopee! This show is almost brought to you by Lone Star Beer. Cheers, everyone. Happy hour. That's Ace behind the bar, a.k.a. Cinderella. My name's Jenny Parrott. I'm 31 years old. I like cookies and music and Poirot. So hard it knocks the socks off a tune in your head. Paints it's in your mind. So hard it knocks the socks off a tune in your head. Paints it's in your mind. Well, I go around the corner, spend some dough, buy a smoking bottle, get my man and go. I go around the corner, spend some dough, buy a smoking bottle, get my man and go, yeah. Well, I've got empty bottles in the back of my car. Saturday night in jail. Of all the sinking boats with no bucket afloat. Bail, bail, bail. Well, I go around the corner, spend some dough, buy a smoking bottle, get my man and go. Yeah, I go around the corner, spend some dough, buy a smoking bottle, get my man and go. Yeah, I go around the, spend some dough, smoking bottle, get my man and go. Baby, baby, go around the, spend some dough, buy a smoking, get my man and. Thanks, everyone. I'm Tony Camel. Get murdered for that. Holy needles, let's go, 'cause I'm blue in the face, you know. Notes that make my wheel and heart's valves shove and go. Where'd you get your start? Little roots and a blue heart of mine is waiting for the next 6 blocks in heels, and each step's an ode, a drop of water in my heart's wooden wheel. Well, each song of you, I feel I'm in a boat. 'Cause I row and row while you provide the nose. And the smell of pine, waiting waters, my blood is gold. And all I can say is, oh, 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 I'm blue in the face, you know. Notes that make my wheel and hearts bow, shove and go. Where'd you get your start? With little roots in blue. Heart of mine is waiting for that next $6 in heels, and each step's a note, a drop of water in my heart's wooden wheel. Just like that, you fixed it. Oh yeah, I forgot to ask, how's everybody doing? It's happy hour, which means like people I hope are coming from work and getting happier than they. That's what that seems to mean. Like happy hour, it's supposed to be like you're done with work and you get to go unwork. So did anybody go to work today? Yes. Was work awful, fun, boring?
Pretty awful.
People were freaking cranky at my work today, and someone else quit. I got a new job. And people, I've been there like 5 weeks, and I think someone quits every week. And I wanted to quit like every day for a while, but now I just like to watch. It's cool. Did anybody have a meltdown at y'all's jobs today or quit? No? You're leaving. Okay, you're quitting. I'm a quitting. No, that's cool.
I'm joking. I just want another cup.
I just want another cup. Leave me alone. That's cool. I'm not gonna quit my job for a while. I need the money to pay my bills and to pay for all this Lone Star. Oh, when you take a lover don't. Oh, when you take a lover don't. You try to please. Don't even learn his heartache. Try as he practices goodbye, and don't you take a lover, please. Whoa, when you take you sailing on the sea. Oh, when you make your way out on the ocean. The heart of the ocean sea. take a lover. Don't you try to please. I wouldn't even learn his heartache, 'cause you're only going to try as he practices goodbye. So don't you take a lover, please. Gracias. With a buffalo gun and a bottle of nerve, my reading of the good book, Lord, I'm a bad servant. I work hard for my breakfast, dear, and I'll meet you on the trail. Well, you grow to love the way your wheels decay in the woods, and you pass the time counting stars, and you miss the best of the Midwestern air. Saddle up, meet your journey. Saddle up, all the love in your heart don't match mine for the land. All the earth cross-made heroes of man. You can test my heart with any quest so free. I'll meet you on the trail. I'll grow to love the way your wheels decay in the woods, and you pass the time counting stars, and you miss the best of the Midwestern air. Saddle up and meet your journey. Saddle up on the buffalo gun and a bottle of nerve, my rereading of your good book, Lord, I'm a bad servant. I work hard for my breakfast, dear, and I'll meet you on the trail. I work hard for my dear, and I'll meet you on the trail. Thank you. We have 2 comments. Has the show started? Can't see anything. And then we got a tip from my dad. Hi, Dad. So my dad probably is like, I don't know if it's on. That's my friend. Oh, I probably pushed the buttons wrong, or I don't know. RTMP and live.
I got an email that you went live.
I saw it said the robot said so people can see you. So Pac-Man.
Don't trust the robot.
Dear Pac-Man,
Trust the robot.
the robots say the show is working. Pac-Man. Maybe you can't see it because you're a little yellow circle with the triangle mouth. And your eyes aren't. It's streaming. Don't scare us like that. You're going to give us nightmares.
Find the right link to the phone.
I'm very excited for tonight's guest, Sam Slade. he's a comedian. He's local. And I can't wait to laugh. And I just want to let you know that our last comedian made people leave. So you're coming from, you're going to, if you don't do better than that, that's great too. That was supposed to be funny. So, yeah, so me being not that funny is helpful too. I'll tell a couple of real dumper jokes before you get up here. This one's for Cinderella. My oh my, I like to get high and think about the Indian time before there could be war worldwide. My oh my, oh my. Oh my, oh, I like to get stoned and sing a mournful song for the bones. White men won't lay to rest, claiming he knows best. Got my My oh my, I like to get high and think about the Indian times before they could be war worldwide. My oh my, my. Here's a duet. A ghost. What kind of love did we have? What kind of love did we have? Not the binding kind, not the finding kind. Oh, what kind of love did we have? Ooh, I love to touch you. Ooh, I loved it when you touched me. Oh. Thank you very much. That was fun. I'm having a really good time playing guitar, singing songs for you guys. There's so much funsies. Howdy! Oh my gosh, how are you?
You said funsies.
No, you said funsies.
And now it's contagious.
Dang it. It happens. There are days when I try not to think about you. There are days I just let the cameras roll. It's those pictures in my mind of you and me in time that ease my heart and soul. The angels sing, baby, baby, but all you want is mine. Are you just one in a line of fools? The angels sing, baby, baby, don't you know you could never win when you don't even make the rules. In the mornings when I wake up all alone, I feel love like a warning in my bones. It's those pictures in my mind of you and me in time that ease my heart and soul. The angels sing, baby, baby, but are you even on his mind? Are you just one in a line of fools? The angels sing, baby, baby, don't you know you could never win when you don't even make the rules? Yippee! Well, thank you very much, citizens of Austin, Texas, and visitors. Doing some throwback jams from my old band Loves It. Flag on your forehead and love in your heart. My friend, ooh, you live the part. Didn't you know that I was born not knowing why or how the heart works or where the love of life lurks. Didn't you know? Well, you call late drunk after 5 weeks stride, and the words we spoke send me to cry. Didn't you know? Oh, how my heart was. Didn't you know? How my heart is. Didn't you know? Thank you. Dame el amor. Te conocí en el festival, te conocí and I had a great fall. Te conocí y planeé la boda, and everybody knows que me vuelva loca, que me vuelva que me vuelva Memorias de nuestro camino, memorias de tu horror, memorias y a pesar de todo quiero esto, tu amor y que me vuelva loca, que me vuelva que me vuelva Digo, te veo Gracias, la gente de Dawson Street. I heard you are something. Perfecto. I'm a masculine adjective. I have a few more songs for you, and then it's time for local comedian Sam Slade to come on. I'm so excited. So he's gonna do you call it a set or a bit or a chunk of jokes or like a big mess of jokes, and then we're gonna have a really rigorous interview. Just kidding. It can be light or really intense. But I'm really excited. We met on the internet. I was like, hey, Facebook, who's a cool comedian in Austin? And like at least like 6 to 12 people pointed me to Sam, and I was like, okay, I get it. Yay. Well, I'm going to conquer something in my living room. I'm going to conquer something between the couch and the door. 'Cause there I spot a living where I can grow things and think free. And there I can interpret how my new freedom really does sleep. Gladiola, gladiola, light up This is your one song morning, Mr. Slade. If that's okay with you. The production team is pretty flexible here. They're not upset with you or anything, yeah. Secretary of War doesn't have steam coming out of his ears. Oh, man, I miss the way you sung me to sleep. Good night, eyes. I know you're so wilky. Just keep on dreaming, baby, and tomorrow will be sweet. Oh, tomorrow when we wake will be day 29. I can't feel the toll of that wild Irish wine. No, I can't tell the difference since you put your heart in mine. In my mean old way, I'm coming back to you. In my mean old way, I'm coming home to you. Oh, I wake in the night to your eyes of deepest blue, and I see your love for me and all that you've been through. And I kiss you in the dark, 'cause darling, I love you too. In my mean old way, I'm coming back to you. In my mean old way, I'm coming home to you. Yes, love, I'm coming home to you. Okay, everyone, get ready, get heady, get steady. It's time for local comedian Sam Slade. Thanks for coming on the Jenny Parrott Show.
Thank you for having me.
And this is going to be your hip mic since you're not having a guitar.
Cool.
And you can take that out if you want.
Alrighty.
Okay. Do you need anything from the bar?
Oh, I'm great. Hey, give it up for Jenny Parrott, everybody. Come on. I'm not, obviously, I'm not an electrician. There you go. I like this mic in case halfway through the set my dick wants to sing Adele songs. I got that going for me, so appreciate that. How's everybody doing? Thanks for coming out, everybody. I love the stage. I love the setup. I feel like I'm on the old set of VH1 Storytellers. Anybody remember that show? I feel like I should be telling stories about when I used to do coke with Daryl Hall. This is not that kind of show. Jenny made such a thing about like the last comic who got kicked off or made everybody leave.
Well, there were only two people here, and I think they had to go.
They just had dinner plans.
Yeah, they weren't interested in anything.
It's like, fuck, I hope nobody leaves, because literally I think half the audience right now are people I'm related to. a little show note. I'm not going to be able to do my signature story about coming on my own face this evening. I want to apologize to you, ma'am. I told it quite a few times at Thanksgiving, and it killed. And my parents are just like, do something fresh. So, fresh, but saltier than you think. So, the guy running the AV is like, I'm just gonna go ahead and disconnect this shit now. He'll never know. Go back to checking my OkCupid account. I really appreciate everybody coming out. It's an early show. It's hard to go out to a show at 6 p.m. It's tough. You got to come straight over here from your office. Everybody's still all stressed out. You're still trying to, quit fantasizing about murdering your boss, Jenny's like, every fucking day, dude. Oh, man. Yeah. So my name is Sam Slade. That's actually my real name. That's true. That's on my birth certificate. I used to have, when I was a kid, I'd be like 8 or 9, and I'd tell them my name for whatever reason. You're whatever. Why the fuck do kids have to tell people their name, right? I don't know. I didn't get that far writing this joke in the car on the way here. So I would tell people my name, and the folks would go like, it'd be some older lady, and she'd go, oh, like Sam Spade? The Private Eye? The detective books in the 40s? I'd go, I don't know, lady. This is like 1992. I'm 6. And then after a while, I just kind of went with it, and they'd go, like Sam Spade, like the Private Eye? I'd go, yeah, exactly like that. I'm working on a case right now. It's what kind of asshole would ask a child about a series of books from the 40s? So I've kind of grown out of that whole bit, so. Yeah, man, it's tough because there's so few people here, and which is a nice intimate thing. But then this guy outside sweeping is like, I'm going to kill you with this fucking broom if I don't like halfway through the set. We're good, right? So far. His face said otherwise. Oh, man. This disco light's making me feel like John Travolta, Except for I'm not going to... I'm sorry, what? It's me? I need the suit. Yeah, I need the whole white suit. That and a pilot to kiss on the mouth. Yeah. And a fucking alien to believe in. Oh, man. Okay, let's drudge through the old shit, huh? Let's do this old set. This old chunk of jokes. I don't know. Should I be like playing to the camera? How does this work? Are there people... Is Jenny's dad going to be upset if I'm not playing right into the camera for him?
I don't think so. He's drinking red wine and having a good time.
Okay, all right. Yeah, he's like watching Faces of Death on the other window and clicking back and forth, being like...
There's cameras.
Are there all over the room?
There's like one on the ceiling. There's one on the ground. I don't even know.
Okay.
Easter egg camera.
Oh, that's not... It's like the kitchen from To Catch a Predator. Right? They're all over the place. Yeah, I just brought Mike's Hard Lemonade. Yeah, so I've been in a relationship for a while. We had to kind of start spicing things up a little bit. My girlfriend and I try to, get things exciting again. So we recently started role playing. Anybody ever try to role play with your significant other? Yeah. Yeah. Well, it turns out I'm really bad at it. Yeah, I'm so bad I got typecasted. Yeah, I'm awful at it. Yeah, I've been playing Kathy Bates for weeks now. It's bad. It turns out the real American Horror Story is sleeping with me. I'm come to the conclusion the only thing I'm filling women up is with misery. Yeah. Over 50 crowds like, fuck yeah, I love that movie. The younger folks are like, what? That's not a good emotion. we started trying to do this. We're, doing the role-playing thing, and it gets tough, But and it's hard when one person is more into it than the other person. Like my girlfriend got so into it, she started hiring extras. Yeah, it's fucking weird. Now I can't come until the Chinese lady walks to the room walking her wiener dog. It's I gotta time it just right. I don't know why I feel so compelled to say this awful, dirty shit to this poor lady in the front. Stick it out. What? It's who? Should I know who that is? Is the editor of Texas Monthly or something? I should not know who you are. That's the creepiest thing anyone's ever said to me. That's like something you say before you end up in the scene from Misery with your fucking legs bolted down to those fucking bricks, right? Good thing it's not a snowstorm outside. Yeah, so, we're trying to role play and we try to keep it going. We try to keep it fresh. The other night I kicked in the door. I was all decked out. I was pretending I was Han Solo, She spent the night pretending like I was good at sex. We're getting there, though. We're getting there. Sometimes we try to do like a political theme thing, So I'll pretend like I'm George W. Bush, and she plays like she's the American economy. I just fuck the shit out of her. Get over here, girl. Let me pop that housing bubble for you. Oh yeah. I'm talking about deficit spending tonight. Shit doesn't even make sense. What? Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know. I don't look great naked. I'm kind of insecure about it, When I'm naked, calm down, Mom. I don't look great naked, I'm kind of insecure about it. I just pretend like whatever. Yeah, like, honestly, I feel like when I'm naked, my dick and balls look like George Costanza holding the poster from the movie Twins. That's an obscure one, but if you got the Misery jokes, you right along. Because like one of my balls is like fucking blonde and swole, and fucking like looks really strong. The other one is kind of fucking small and lopsided, kind of balding. He always has like half a cigar in his mouth. I'm gonna fucking knock my head open before the set even ends. Yeah, it's tough because I went to the doctor. My psychiatrist actually said after a series of tests, you have body dysmorphia. I didn't really know what that means. Anybody have any idea what that means? No? Drunk lady saying no? Person at the bar staring at me like a cat doing a card trick? I'm sorry? The fuck. That's not what the doctor said. Psychiatrist basically explained to me that what that means to have body dysmorphia is I think I look like Randy Savage. And in reality, I look like Chaz Bono with Katie Couric's haircut. So it's an illness I'm battling every day, one day at a time. It's tough, You got to remind yourself sometimes looks aren't everything in relationships, right? Like look at the couple in San Bernardino, right? It wasn't about looks. It wasn't about looks. I found out, the first reports said that the husband had convinced the wife to just get up one afternoon and go kill a bunch of innocent people. And I heard that and I thought, who the fuck is this guy? I can't even convince my girlfriend to watch the Rocky movies. Like in fucking 2's pretty good. And if you can make it through 3, you get to 4, and that shit ended the Cold War. And then they came out and they said, actually the wife, it was the wife, that beautiful woman, Farouk's bride. The woman who looked like the last hemorrhoid you went to the doctor for? It looked like a hemorrhoid on Adderall is what that woman looked like. No one's left yet. I'm surprised. Yeah, they said that she actually had radicalized the husband. And I was like, you know, I've done a lot of crazy shit for girls I've dated. You know? I've worn stupid, goofy sweaters in the winter I didn't want to wear. You know, I've watched the Kardashians. You know? I've done awful shit, like really things I'm embarrassed to tell my buddies about. But when it gets down to ski mask and Kevlar vest, I'm like, I have to draw a boundary somewhere. But I'll tell you what, after hearing that story, I felt a lot better about seeing both Magic Mikes in theaters. I was like, okay, I cut myself some slack now, you know? And shoot up a fucking holiday party. Yeah, that's a problem, is with online dating. You just can't meet a nice woman from Saudi Arabia anymore. It's fucking hard. You know? Just want a nice no strings attached situation, and they want to go full jihad on you. It's tough. You know, and now we're in this fucked up place where we're all hysterical about, Islamic terrorism again, and I was thinking about it, and after all the stuff a couple weeks ago or last week, whenever that was, because we forget about it in 3 days, I was like, man, I feel like we're more anti-Muslim now than we were after September 11th. But then I thought about it, and I was like, wait a minute. When September 11th happened, not every fucking he and haw had an internet outlet to voice their opinion in 140 shitty fucking illiterate characters. Don't applause. Just don't follow those people on Twitter. That's all. It's cut him off. Yeah, it's a weird deal because now we're at the point people are so anti-Muslim now. And I got into it with a guy like after a stand-up show last week who was like, I was doing something about, something very, this guy thought I was very communist, very anti-American, talking about, maybe we don't all need a fucking machine gun and just shoot the first brown person we see without talking to them. Real radical opinions. And the guy was like, after the show comes up to me, he goes, well, hey, buddy, why don't you tell me what's a peaceful Muslim? I was like, well, man, are you talking about, what do you support deporting Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Ice Cube and Shaq? You didn't have a problem with Shaq when you were, walking around the trailer park wearing his jersey? You didn't have a problem with Dave Chappelle when you were showing up to community college going, it's Rick James, bitch. And he was like, hey, man, you didn't answer my question. What's a peaceful Muslim? I go, well, I'd say the peaceful Muslim is the doctor at the ER who pulled out the tweezers and picked out every piece of light bulb glass out of your asshole after you and your college roommate went out and had a guy's night when your wife was at home wiping your child's ass with the fucking pages of a Cabela's catalog. I think I lost him halfway through that explanation. This girl right here is looking at me like she just saw a dick on a fish. She's fucking... I don't think I will look that mesmerized when I see the new Star Wars. Let's save that. We have so much time to do that. I retweeted by Carrie Fisher the other night. I'm going to be warm and fuzzy over that one for like 3 months. Yeah, and we're at this fucked up point of the year where we now have to find somebody who's going to handle the terrorism situation. And be the new president, and boy, it's not fucking looking good on either side. To say the least. That was the tail of that joke. I forgot. Yeah, we got we got one guy who's out there going, I don't know if you see my daughter. She is so hot. My daughter, if I was not married to her, I would be so in love with her. I would be doing such dirty things to my daughter, but I'm her father, I can't. We got that guy. And then we got Ben Carson, who is the only what? You guys aren't Ben Carson supporters?
Fuck Carson!
Okay. I swear to God he didn't come with me. Ben Carson strikes me, he's an interesting guy because he's the only neurosurgeon in history who sounds like he got a botched lobotomy. You know? It's like, you're a fucking brain surgeon. What's going on with you, man? He gets in front of a stage, and the way he's going to, convince us that he's a rational adult is to tell us, hey, God, I used to hit people with bats and try to stab them. And you're like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? And then you got Chris Christie. I love me some Chris Christie. Chris Christie is charming because he looks like Fred Flintstone ate Tony Soprano. That's why Chris Christie is charming. I love him. He's actually more moderate than people give him credit for, especially with the other Republicans. He's actually said on record, if he's president and you get a bill to his desk that will be full legalization of marijuana, he will sign it into law as long as it is deep fried and covered in ranch dressing. I just let that one sit. Make the profound observation that he's fat. That's when you got the real cerebral stuff. Try to keep up. This lady's just going to applaud like it's fucking Leno, like, yeah, we agree with you. Jenny's like, stop making fun of the people who showed up. Oh, hey, I prepared like I was going on Sean Hannity. I'm ready. I'm ready. Who else is running? You're not running. I can tell by the way you're looking at me. You got, who else? El Chapo, still not running for president, but he might do better than Trump at this point. Who is Ted Cruz from Texas is running. And Ted Cruz is an interesting guy because he's positioned himself politically somewhere between Adolf Hitler and Jim Jones. It's going to be interesting to see how he plays that out. Yeah, he's a fucking cult leader, right? Have I ever seen that guy? Yeah, his college roommate, Ted Cruz's college roommate, came out and said, even if I agreed with the guy politically 99%, I wouldn't vote for him because he's such a piece of shit. And I just think, if there's one guy's opinion you can trust about someone, it's a guy who's laid awake in the same room while the other guy jacked off. I think this guy, his opinion carries some weight. Guy at the bar is thinking about college roommates he needs to call and apologize to now. I'm playing. I'm just kidding. I don't want to offend anybody. One person already left. She'll be back? Okay. I'll hold that faith. Yeah, the one thing that makes me hopeful for the future is that Kanye West announced he's running for president 2020. Yeah, the Yeezy. He didn't want to run in 2016 because he wanted to make sure it was going to be a year he was going to be the dumbest black guy in the race. And with Ben Carson, not a lot of wiggle room there. I don't have a whole bunch of faith in Kanye as president. I feel like he might show up to a UN meeting, and we're dealing with something like non-nuclear proliferation, get rid of nukes. And he'll stand up and say something like, yo, Putin, I'm going to let you finish, dog. But Kim Jong-un had one of the greatest dictatorships of all time this year. People will be like, what? What the fuck? This isn't the VMAs? I'm worried he's going to start renaming national monuments. Like Old Faithful will be Dat Squirto. What the fuck does that mean? And then he'll, the obvious, he'll rename Mount Rushmore to Honky Hill. That's not going to look good anywhere. And then, I guess in like the when you get into like the first family situation, I don't think it's good for America for the first lady to have a butt sex tape out there floating around. Yeah, I think Barbara Bush ruined that for everybody. Too soon? 20 years too soon? Oh, come on. I've gotten the light by numerous people, but if there's anybody who looks like she'll angrily take a cock in the ass, it's Barbara Bush. Good Lord. How do you think her hair got so white? That doesn't even mean anything. I'm just trying to get this lady to leave now, but you guys have been awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Are we gonna do it standing or?
It's a piano interview.
It's a piano. Oh, cool.
And we don't face the audience.
Okay, we turn around.
Yeah, so Sam. And then you come in.
Oh my God, is this how big my ass looks on the video right now?
I'm just kidding. We can turn around. Everyone, that's Sam Slade, like the detective. I read those detective-y kind of books like Encyclopedia Brown and like stuff, and then I never understood the clues at the end. Did you ever try to read one of those?
Yeah, I was big into Encyclopedia Brown. Once I think I was old enough to realize how depressing the boxcar kids were. I started reading Encyclopedia Brown, and then I was like, what?
The boxcar children, y'all, in case you didn't know, they lived in a boxcar because their parents died.
Yeah, and then there was no program or service to take them in, and they just lived in a boxcar.
They were Syrian refugees.
Of their time, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The boxcar refugees.
But we cared about them more.
There was books about them.
A lot of them. The whole series.
So I think you're funny.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. You're funny.
That's very sweet of you.
And you can't.
You're very talented too.
Oh, thank you. I'm working on it all the time, or sometimes I don't work on it, and then
as much as you can, right?
Well, yeah.
Sure.
So when did you start making people laugh? Like, did people spit out their milk in middle school at lunch, or did you have siblings that would laugh? Did you get in trouble at the dinner table for being funny?
No, like I got to the point where I was kind of like the dickhead class clown, because
Be quiet.
well, it's like the good-looking kids don't have to be funny to get attention, so you got to be funny and you got to make jokes and cause a ruckus. But like in like elementary school and stuff, this kind of thing. Like I had really shitty parents. Sorry. But like my dad, when I was like a little kid, my dad would keep me up on Saturday nights like till like 10:30, 11 to catch SNL live because there was no DVR and TiVo, and it didn't occur to me you're forcing like a 5, 6-year-old to stay up and watch jokes about.
He's like, drink my beer.
President Bush. And, so some of that, and then I think, like, at some point, mid-elementary school, my grandmother got me the first Sandler CD, where it's just filthy. It's like sketches that Adam Sandler did.
Really? Your grandma?
Yeah, I don't think she had any idea. I think it was just something on a list.
Oh, well, that was nice of her.
Yeah. So, like, for me, it was nice. So I, like, put that on the big home stereo at Christmas, and we got to, like, medium pace, where Sandler was like... like, see that shampoo bottle over there? Stick it up my ass. And everybody was like, whoa, whoa. So, those kind of normal family stories.
Do you do comedy out in Austin?
Yeah. I moved back from Chicago a few years ago.
Oh.
I spent like 4 years up there doing Cubs or White Sox? Oh, dude, get on fucking board. We're winning now. North side. You just throw whatever you're just trying to please me by saying you thought I'd say White Sox, or do you actually like the White Sox? Okay, all right. Yeah, so I went up there and I was doing the Second City thing. And
neato.
Yeah, I was like, surely there's room for another fat guy doing coke in this program. And it turned out they don't really do that anymore, so... I ended up doing...
Yeah, they sell those images a lot to us artsy types, and that's like totally not even happening anymore.
Right? Isn't that disappointing?
They're like all wheatgrass and gluten-free, and you're like, oh, artsy, what?
That's totally what I learned that like the kind of current improv community is like we're going to go get vegan food, and I was
Let's
like...
go do...
I thought we were going to do fucking keg stands, like, go throw rocks through people's windows. So I was not a great improviser. So I ended up working at the Laugh Factory doing stand-up quite a bit, and then moved back to Austin. And it was really weird because like when I left Austin, like there was comedy going on, but it wasn't like it was in 2013 when I came back.
Is it funnier now?
I don't know about funnier, but there's a lot more people doing it. Like you got little open mics that have like 60, 70 people showing up for like 2.5, 3 minutes.
I've been to something on airport and I laughed a lot.
Cold Town.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great room.
Yeah, and it used to be before it got like all busy with comedy here, I would go to a comedy thing and be like he.
Yeah.
But now it's just gotten real funny.
Yeah.
And I
remember the he days. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I was like the 16-year-old kid who would show up to Cap City and like beg them to let me on.
And they did?
Well, it was like kind of situation where I'd show up with like a whole bunch of friends, like other sophomores from high school.
We're gonna buy root beer.
Yeah, like we'd all show up at the door, like when the Muppets show up at the door, the Muppet movie, like we're here to do a movie, and they'd say like, all right, you can bring 2 people in, and everybody else would have to sit in the parking lot, like waiting for their like niece or nephew to be born to find out how it went. And yes, I did that, and then I worked on a little morning radio show here that allowed me to rub elbows with some comics that I really looked up to. And, you know, like when you're 19 years old and you're getting to smoke pot with Ron White, you know, that's like getting to shoot guns with Elvis in 75, you know.
So you did that, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I ended up, it was a great
cool.
experience working for the morning radio show I worked for. And it was, you realize it's like Bob Sugar and Jerry Maguire. Remember that movie? Mm-hmm. Everything you said in that movie was right about the entertainment world.
Shit.
Like Jerry's all sweet and falls in love or whatever, but that's fucking bullshit. Like if you listen to Bob Sugar, that's where the educational stuff is.
I have to rewatch it. It's been at least a couple months.
Well, the point, I'll save you all that time. The point is you got to think it's not show friends, it's show business, and that's what Bob Sugar tries to explain to. So once you learn that a few times, and you know you're 30 years old and living at home, you appreciate doing comedy a little bit more.
Yeah. Do you like to cry?
I cried at the South Park in the right episodes, sure.
Yeah.
I went and saw that Creed movie the other night, the new Rocky. Oh, the new Rocky movie out, and you don't have to have seen the other ones to appreciate this one, but kind of the whole theater was just guys sitting next to their girlfriends explaining to them all the cliff notes they thought they needed to know before the Rocky movie started.
Uh-huh.
And then there's some pivotal points in the movie, like there's some stuff your girlfriend will cry at, and then there's parts where like I'm sobbing, and I look over at the guy next to me, and he's like sobbing, and we're both trying to act like we're not sobbing. And it's so yeah, I do like to cry, sure.
Okay, I just because
are you gonna say something
comedians
really mean?
are sometimes comedians are sometimes really dark.
Yeah.
And funny.
Well, I thought I tried to write a set for tonight that was really, not dark and really was kind of more lighthearted. But I guess
no, it was great. I was just wondering because, I can be very dark.
Yeah, well, it's more fun
And artsy.
You know.
And I often wonder if comedians are even more so than other kinds of artists because you're so damn funny. I mean,
well,
and then I wonder, does that cost you, like, do you close your eyes and see black cats meowing everywhere?
No, I close my eyes and I pray that. So in England, there's a comic book series called Sam Slade, Robo Hunter. That's like kind of big in England.
You got all the lit after you.
So I close my eyes and pray that it doesn't end up being a Matt Damon movie, and I can't ever fucking end up having a comedy career. That's what I close my eyes
dark.
and think of. Yeah.
Does anyone in the audience, live or digital, have a question for
Mr.
Let's
get some weird
Mr.
digital
Slam,
questions from
Sam
some
Slade.
anonymous
And you don't
people.
have to answer them. If these questions are too hard, I mean, they can be geometry homework questions. The question is, who is your inspiration?
Are you familiar with Jeff Dunham? Yeah. He's the guy who has the puppets. Yeah, him and Jeff Dunham and guys like I'm having like a brain fart on like really hacky bad comics. No. Carlos, like Jeff Dunham, Carlos Mencia.
Oh.
You know, those are my inspirations. How
Did you
dare
feel
you?
like-
Yeah, Gallagher, Jeff Dunham.
Carrot Top!
Carrot Top, sure.
Did you...
It's all funny to like make fun of Carrot Top, and then you hear a little bit about him and realize that he's got groupies like Elvis had, and it's insane.
I think it's because of the redheaded thing, and that some people are really, really, really sexually attracted to redheaded people, like a thing.
I have found that that's not true.
I'm not one of those people, but I have friends that are those people.
Well,
and
we
they
all
might
know
get
gingers
mad.
have no souls, so.
Uh-uh.
No, but like guys, like honestly though, is Richard Pryor and John Belushi and Ron White and Doug Stanhope and guys who you were like Bill Hicks and Jenny Parrott and people who, but like guys when you hear when they're coming on TV, you kind of your first thought is like, how is this guy going to translate this into a set that's safe on the Family Channel?
I have a generalized question. Have you ever like totally effed up on stage, like fallen over, or like just been super not funny, or
second one all the time? Yeah.
Did anyone in your life that you really wanted to think that you were funny, like ever come to your shows and just like never laugh or something off?
Yeah, all the time.
Well, you out there, you stinky.
You know who you are.
You are big stinky.
Yeah, it's like a weird thing when you do comedy as opposed to music. Is like if you've got a friend who's in a band, your friends will come out and see you in your band and come see you do your music. From my experiences of having friends in bands. Whereas like if you do comedy and you're inviting buddies out to a comedy show, they're like, why will I get dressed and go out at that hour when I can just wait till I see you again and you'll probably be doing similar shit for free? And you're like, no, but this is stuff I actually worked on. Wait till you hear the Barbara Bush joke. And it's like, so it's, it's musician, comedian kind of, they have it so easy, you guys do.
It's pretty easy. I am rolling in it. I have a harem.
But you're talented.
I have people cleaning my several pools. I mean, I am lush.
But like, in Austin, you can't
Flush.
swing a dead cat without hitting somebody who has a singer-songwriter album they want to hand off to you. I mean,
you should stay away from those.
I do my best.
They need a little production. Come on, people.
Believe me. After I met Guy Forsythe, I was like, ooh, I should fucking draw the line. I don't know what that meant, but yeah. Was that drawing the line?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was squiggly, and then I was like, no, line.
I suck at
Line.
pantomime. I still do driving like I'm driving a fucking bus from the 50s. Like, yeah, just going down the road.
I'm drawing a line. Do young people ever come up to you and they're like, I'm funny too, listen to my jokes?
No, never. No one is ever like, hey, 30-year-old guy who lives at home, tell me how to fucking get to your spot. Yeah.
BS.
No one wants to know how to end up being 30
Okay,
living
teeny
at home.
boppies online and you at the bar with the IDs looking at you.
What's
and you
worse,
come up
Jenny-
to him and be like, how do I be you?
What's worse is when you have buddies who threaten how funny they are, and you're like, great, I'll get you on the list. Let's do this. And then somehow they have things they have to do, or all of a sudden their girlfriend's pregnant, like stuff
That's
like that.
funny.
And you're like, well, if you're so funny, like, come on, dude.
Prove it.
But right, like, let's go.
Maybe they were just kidding.
There you go, yeah. It's just people feel really confident about their senses of humor in the comfort of their own, apartment, and then they get outside. And, I'm not like, I hope nobody expected me to give like a TED Talk on comedy tonight.
Teddy bear talk.
There you go, yeah.
Does anyone else from the live audience have a question for Mr. Slade? I won't say your name because it's classified.
This
but do
lady's
you have
like,
a
"I think he
question
covered
at
it."
table 1? Do you have a question? She does not have a
Doesn't,
question.
sorry.
Best Matt Damon movie and worst Matt Damon.
Oh, we're okay. All right, that's fair. You know why that's fair is because I have been told many times that I look like Matt Damon with Down syndrome. That's why that's a fair question.
For realsies?
Yeah, it would be wah 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 if somebody had not told me that numerous times. Different people. The exact opposite of Good Will Hunting. I can't figure out that fucking equation at all. Favorite Matt Damon movie? Man, I love...
Titanic!
Was he in that shit? I never saw it.
He's not.
He was one of the Irishmen that got locked in the thing.
He was the boat.
People are just screaming random shit out now.
Sorry, we were trying to help you. You're like, I
Goodfellas.
can't think of it. And we're like...
A Star is Born. What was somebody help me here. What was the Kevin Smith religious movie about Dogma? I love Dogma, but then like a couple months ago, I finally watched Good Will Hunting, and I sat there and was just consumed into Good Will Hunting. And the end scene when Affleck tells him like, someday I'm going to be Batman, and hopefully someday I show up to your house and you're not here because you're capable of so much more, and I'll still be here living in,
Batman.
So, yeah, and then I guess worst Matt Damon movie? What was the shitty movie where he played twins with, yeah, that one. Stuck on You. Him and Greg Kinnear are twins. Like conjoined twins. It's horrendous.
Oh, I have seen that.
Yeah.
They have accents.
Did
And
they
they're
have
like
accents?
sailors or something, or fishermen, or...
I don't get that far.
Maybe that was a date I went on.
What?
I don't know.
Did you smoke salvia when I was
I
doing
thought we
this
were
set?
trying to be funny.
Oh.
So, do you have anything that you would like to impart upon
All of these folks.
on
who
our
came here to
our
learn stuff.
our live Dozen Street audience or the people online?
Yeah.
Someone wrote to us from Turkey.
We have questions?
and said,
Uh-oh.
Thank you.
From Turkey.
They said Seviyorum. We have someone watching in Istanbul. It is
Okay.
late there, and I hope they're smoking a nargile.
Really? Someone from Turkey?
Mm-hmm.
Well, look, I'll tell you right now, Ginny, I hope they don't try to come over here. Because I am so fed up with these people. I'm so done with all these people coming over here, trying to make their own laws. I just think we ought to shut it down.
I've been doing that a lot lately, like around my friends and family and shit. And then after, like within the last 3 days, I'm like, this feels creepier than walking around screaming German. Like, this isn't fun anymore.
I'm confused by your last joke, but other people got it. So
It was just a stupid Trump impression. And the
Oh.
guy was from Turkey. And
Oh.
yeah.
He's a big dork. He really did it. I wondered for a while if he was actually running for president or
it's
if he was
real.
just the best performance artist of this generation.
Yeah. That's
Like, it's pretty edgy if it's just performance art. Like,
yeah, he's committing. Like, he's really fucking
Whoa.
committing.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that. He's pretty...
By the baby grandkid.
Well, the baby's the evil genius of the whole thing. The weird thing about Trump is he really wants to fuck his daughter.
I miss that whole thing. Like, you made that joke and then... really?
He's said so many times he's talked to, and not like...
Is that even a Greek play? Because if it's not, I don't believe you.
I don't know. I didn't go to college.
I didn't go to college.
Like, the most Greek I know is that hummus is not Hamas. You know? Where, like, Ben Carson running for president, he doesn't know the difference. And he said, like, he'll protect us from hummus. And I was like, what? It's
He
delicious.
should.
Why?
It's way too popular.
And then he vowed, he's like, and I'll fucking make sure Petistan doesn't get a nuke. And we were like, what? What the fuck are you talking about? There's a reason why that one wasn't in the set. So.
But I like that you snuck it in at the last minute. Everyone, can you put your hands together and give a Dozen Street bienvenue, arrivederci, au revoir, gracias y todo to Sam
I
Slade.
have no idea what you just said. Thanks for having me, Jenny. This was a blast. Thank you.
We're going to resume our abnormal programming until about 8 o'clock. The Jenny Parrott.